Let's work on this problem. What is the gravitational potential energy of a 5 kilogram book that is 10 meters above the ground? So let's say this is the ground level, and here is the 5 kilogram book, and it's at a height of 10 meters. Now, if we want to calculate the gravitational potential energy, it's equal to mgy or mgh. So we have a mass of 5, the gravitational acceleration is 9.8 times a height of 10. So the gravitational potential energy is going to be 490 joules. Now, part B is very similar to part A. We want to calculate the gravitational potential energy. I forgot to put the word energy here, but of the book at a new height. Instead of 10 meters, it's going to be 25 meters above the ground. So we're going to use the same formula. The only difference is we have a different y value. Instead of 10, it's going to be 25. So the new gravitational potential energy is going to be 1,225 joules. Now, what about part C? What is the work done by gravity on the book as the book moves from a height of 10 meters to 25 meters above the ground? How can we get this answer? Well, let's say we have a book above ground. In order to move it from position A to position B, it's going to have an upward displacement, but the force of gravity is downward. Now we know that work is equal to force times displacement. Whenever the force and the displacement vectors, if they're in the same direction, the force will do positive work on that object. If the force and the displacement vectors, if they're in opposite directions, the force will do negative work on that object. And that's what we have here. We want to move the book to a greater height, so we're moving it against the force of gravity. Therefore, the work done will be negative. So we know that work is equal to force times displacement. Now the gravitational force is mg, but we're going to add a negative sign to that because we know the work is going to be negative. The displacement is the difference between y1 and y2. So the final height is y2 minus the initial height, which is y1. So distributing mg to y2 minus y1, we get negative mgy2 minus mgy1. mgy2, that is the second potential energy. mgy1 is the first gravitational potential energy. u2 minus u1, that's equal to delta u. So in other words, the work done by gravity is equal to negative. It's the negative change in the gravitational potential energy. So the final gravitational potential energy was 1225 joules. The initial amount is 490. So subtracting those two numbers, that is going to give us negative 730 35 joules. So that is the work done by gravity as we move the book from a height of 10 meters to a height of 25 meters. So anytime the force and the displacement vectors are opposite to each other, the work done by that force on the object is going to be negative. Now, there's another formula for gravitational potential energy that we need to talk about. So let's say this is the Earth. And let's say we have a book that is 100 meters above the surface of the Earth. If we want to calculate the gravitational potential energy of that book, we could use the formula U is equal to mgy, where y is 100. Now, the reason why that works is because y is a relatively small distance compared to the radius of the Earth. The radius of the Earth is 6.38 times 10 to the 6 meters. So if you were to compare 100 meters relative to 6.38 million meters, this is a relatively small value. So whenever y, that is the height of the object above the surface of the Earth, if it's significantly smaller than the radius of the Earth, you can calculate the gravitational potential energy using this formula. But now let's say if you have a satellite that is very far from the surface of the Earth. Let's say the satellite is 9,000 kilometers from the surface of the Earth. In this case, this formula is not going to help you to calculate the gravitational potential energy of that satellite. The reason being is, well, here's one reason. The gravitational acceleration, it greatly decreases as you move far away from the Earth. At this point, g is approximately 9.81 meters per second squared. And even at the surface of the Earth, g is relatively the same. So because the gravitational acceleration of the Earth doesn't change much as an object falls from 100 meters to 0, this equation gives you a good approximation of the gravitational potential energy for this object. But when you're like 9,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, g is not going to be 9.8. It's going to be different. The gravitational acceleration is g me over r squared. G is the universal gravitational constant, which is 6.67 times 10 to negative 11 newtons times square meters per kilogram squared. The mass of the Earth is 5.97 times 10 to the 24 kilograms. Now, R is the distance between the center of the Earth and, in this case, the satellite. So it's the sum total of these two values. So this is 6.38 times 10 to the 6. This is 9 times 10 to the 6. If you add them, you get 15.38 times 10 to the 6 meters. And we need to square that. So the new gravitational acceleration is 1.68 meters per second squared. So notice how much different it is when the book was 100 meters compared to a satellite that's 9,000 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. So as you move very far away from the Earth, the gravitational acceleration greatly decreases. So that's why this formula doesn't work if y is very large. If y is very small, it's going to be a good approximation. So what formula can we use to calculate the gravitational potential energy for objects that are very far away from the Earth? In this case, we need to use this formula. U is equal to G MEM over R. So G is the gravitational constant, which we talked about earlier. The mass of the Earth is still the same. And we're going to multiply by the mass of the satellite. Let's say the satellite is 8,000 kilograms in mass. So all this needs to be divided by R, the distance between the center of the Earth and a satellite. So that's going to be 15.38 times 10 to the 6 meters. And we don't need to square it. We shouldn't square it. So the gravitational potential energy is going to be 2.07 times 10 to the 11 joules. So make sure you know when to use these two formulas. So just to recap, if the height of the object is significantly less than the radius of the Earth, let's say if you're dealing with heights of 1,000 meters or less, it could be like 3,000 meters. Those are still relatively small numbers. You can calculate the gravitational potential energy using this formula. If y is somewhere close to the radius of the Earth, or even if it's greater than the radius of the Earth, let's say if you're dealing with numbers like, just to be on the safe side, above 100 kilometers, which is 100,000 meters. In situations like this, you need to use this formula to get the answer. And there should be a negative sign here. So the answer that I had before was the absolute value of the gravitational potential energy. So that's how you can calculate the gravitational potential energy for objects that are very far from the surface of the Earth. For objects that are close to it, you could use this formula.